Okay guys, we're back with Rob, continuing on. We're into the fairway wood now.
Yeah.
Got a little TS2.
Nice starting point. Really nice 3-wood.
How's it been for you, this one?
Just got it like at the beginning of the season, so
Okay.
a little limited with reps because of the shutdown and everything.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think, technically a 4-wood. It's at like 15.75 or something like that. I find that loft maybe a bit better of a distance for the golf I play.
It's like same as Matty Boy here.
Yeah.
Same loft and same setting.
Yeah, I wonder like if a 5-wood makes more sense than a 3-wood. I mean, this was sort of a little, again, like trying to just get some reps with something in advance of this.
What would be the main purpose of a fairway wood for you? Is it a backup off the tee if you're having a bad day with the driver? Is it more a second shot club?
I typically have had like a driving iron that's more backup off the tee, and so this would be, you know, off the deck, of like par 5.
So nice high flight, landing soft, on the fly, 240-ish, 235, 240.
I haven't hit it a ton on the course to know like exactly what the number would be, but yeah, it would be like what I'm assuming is something in like a less than 250.
Yeah, and I think that's reasonable expectation based on what we saw originally with the driver. Now we know though that you're capable of carrying it 280 from that driver fit.
That's true.
We might change our expectations slightly on that, but again, knowing that you don't hit too much of or too many tee shots with it, that'll kind of change the profile of the head and shaft combo as well.
Right.
Let's hit a couple. I'm going to move the green in a little bit closer to around, say, 250.
Sure.
Okay.
The other thing too with the 3-wood I find is the longer the shaft gets, the more typically I sort of struggle with the turf interaction and that kind of thing. So.
Like you said, without having a great deal of reps, a little inconsistency of the strike. I mean, you can actually see that the delivery is trying to find its way here. You know, a little bit down, shallower, and then a little less down, into out, out to in. So there's a little bit of a feeling out process going on here.
Yeah, I tend to find it feels like steeper and across is what's better.
And the thing is with the fairway wood, it's actually quite a good thing.
Right.
Now that we've got the ball on the ground again, those delivery characteristics are quite good. When we had the ball elevated off with the driver, that wasn't so good. So you know, I'm hopeful definitely we can find something that will fill that gap.
If there's anything about this, it might feel like the profile's a bit high. It might feel like it's a bit, like the depth is a bit bigger. The thing I had before this was like the F8 Plus.
Okay. The shaft would be certainly one that we would say would be decent, higher balance point, 75 gram X. But again, if you're not feeling it from a timing perspective, then you know it's no good.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to try this because I wanted to try something in an X Flex. But I think you were saying on the live last week, it's kind of a weird X Flex because it's designed for a slower tempo, or at least what it says on the website, I think.
Yeah, I mean the T1100 generally is one of their stiffer profiles.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's just this one was just an odd one. The even flow white they didn't do well with that at all.
Might have been why I could find it for cheap on eBay.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone I ever had in for a fit who had an even flow white was coming in basically because they hated it.
Right.
Which is weird because the previous version of it people loved it.
Right.
So something about when they changed it from the hazardous T1100 to the even flow T1100, something in that mix they didn't like it. There's a better tempo to that one. But you can see the variability with it, Rob, is obviously, you know, that's what's kind of giving you some issues right now.
I can get in a groove on the range where I'll hit a handful, sort of high and with a little bit of a fade. On the course, I haven't necessarily like found my sort of groove with it.
Love it, love it, love it. All righty, let's grab a couple here.
That felt easy to get up in the air. I mean, that might have even been just a little bit thin.
It was just a hair thin, yep.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting a little groove with this.
It's comfy. It's not a lot of work.
Easy time hitting it.
It's exactly what you hope to see in a fit, is that it just progressively gets better and better, you know, and just find your timing with it. Okay, Rob, that last shot was phenomenal. I loved everything about it. It was exactly how you'd want somebody to deliver a fairway wood. 2 degrees down, 1.2 in, 2 out. But just like I was saying to Matty, though, the result was more of what I want the next club in your bag to do. 4,500 spin, 13 launch, carry 238. That's kind of what I want the hybrid or whatever that next one is.
Or a 5 wood or something.
Yeah, I want this one to actually fly more like 250, 255, and that's going to be more like it. So I'm going to move that green back a little bit.
Okay.
We've got the Callaway, the speed here, the Epic Speed. Let's hit a couple with that.
A little toey.
Okay, not quite as much on autopilot as the other one from a directional standpoint, Rob. Ooh. Just carrying that little fraction of spin.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Maybe a bit thin?
Yep, yep. That sounded more in the meat of the head.
Felt like it.
It's really nice. Oh yeah.
That was a great flight.
Really nice. It's different.
That's kind of what I would like a thin one to look like. More like that. That was better. Coming out 3,400.
Ooh.
Attaboy, Rob. So the
Smoked.
launch got up, spin stayed down.
On the green. Almost. Great shot. Oh yeah. Now you're talking. That's so well hit.
Yeah, that's the clean strike we were just talking about. There we go. 250 on the fly. That would be ideal.
Perfect.
That felt pretty buttoned too.
Huh.
Kind of last ditch attempt to
Try and beat the
get
sim.
you into something else. So I mean that sim was working really well, but so good. Are you using Arcos right now?
No, I mean I've been waiting for. I wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah.
Matt, I think Matt, one of the things you emailed me right after the contest was, do you want the sensors?
Yeah, so once we get the clubs, then you can
And
decide.
I figured I might just end up in those MCC +4 that have it built in, but
Yeah.
I would
say
go
like it's better to
against
just
it.
go
I think
with the
I think
caps?
the screws, having used both, I definitely would recommend that
Fair.
the screws are
I thought you might say that just because
Yeah.
it's easier to like swap things in. and out.
definitely. And having now used it, I was just a bit skeptical of the hand position and the screw, and does it kind of do anything to the balance? Like, you know, having played quite a lot of golf with the screws in now, you just don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
It's just, you just forget about it.
Well, that felt very, very stable. I don't know where the
came off awfully nice.
Was the strike maybe a little low heel?
Might have been.
It was Healy, but it was in the certainly the high part of the head. There we go. That's the one.
Sounded great. Oh yeah.
So I think just having that little backup to change the loft a little bit to keep that spin rate down is good. Yeah, I like the TSI. I think I would lean towards that one over the Sim. The sleeve is probably the main reason why. I just think this is going to be a little bit more versatile, Rob.
I like it.
Yeah, that upright with the ability to keep the loft down, that seemed to make a big difference for him.
Yeah.
And then obviously the shaft, I think it was good that you identified the shaft from TaylorMade, but then when you put it in here, it just kind of all came together nicely.
Definitely.
Love it.
Okay.
Great.
Right. So we've got hybrid still to do. We've got irons and wedges and putts are still to do.
Yep.
We're going to do that on another day with you. I think we're seeing a true reflection of how sort of energy consuming the full bag can be.
It can be, yeah.
Can be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, definitely there's a lot of shots, a lot of thought, a lot of different stuff going into it. So in these scenarios, and this is real life, you know, we would tell customers, let's reserve a little energy and come back another day. And we're going to do this exact same with yourself.
A wise man named Bandit Baker said, make sure you split it up into
The
2
Bandit.
days.
I'm sure he'll be watching.
You'll be watching, all right. Okay,
All right.
guys, hopefully you're starting to see this kind of process come together. The changes when all's said and done here, I'm so hopeful that this is actually going to be a massive difference to Rob's game.
Absolutely.
You can
I
see
think
it, can't you?
The clubs that he started with, the first club we hit, the Cobra driver and that first fairway wood, like night and day different.
Night and day different.
Every time I think of a shot or two on a round, your score's going to come down awfully fast.
Definitely. I think again, we're having to remind yourself there while you're hitting the 15 handicap or current status. I don't think that's reflective of where you're going though. I think you're heading to single digits
That's the plan.
in a supercar.
That's the goal.
Fast. Good.
All
Okay,
right.
stay tuned for the rest of it, guys. We'll see you soon.